What's up, fam? It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood, and we're back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor, in case you didn't know. It's itydk.blog, and make sure you check them out on all mobile devices in the World Wide Web. Before we get started, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss one video. Let's go. And we're going to get into this situation we have here involving Mob Radio, Milagro Gramz, a.k.a. Millie, and Rah Ali, a.k.a. Muhammad Rah Ali, as referred to from Nicki Minaj. Now, Rah Ali runs on-site radio on Instagram and on-site podcasts on Station Head, I believe. And Milagro Gramz, who runs Mob Radio, is the owner of Mob Radio, she was doing, she was co-hosting on on-site Station Head, the on-site podcast. Now, anyone can, I'm not super familiar with it, but anyone can correct me in the comments if I say something wrong. But she was on podcast as a co-host. We've seen, we've heard Nicki Minaj on there. We've heard several celebrities come to that podcast and do interviews. Now, it seems as though Rah Ali just recently got a new show and a new co-host. And from the looks of it, it does not look as though she gave Milagro Gramz a heads up of any sort, nor was there any acknowledgement of thanks or what have you, or for her, for her contribution to the podcast. Now, a lot of people will say that's good for Millie. Millie is as popular as she is. She has a lot of people who don't really like her, don't really rock with her. And a lot of people's always gotten on me because I have a soft spot for Milagro Gramz, I have to admit. And they've always say, well, she doesn't deserve it. She's a terrible person. A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about Millie, as well as a lot of people have a lot of good things to say about her. But we're going to listen to what Milagro had to say about the situation, and then we're going to come back and unpack it. So let's take a listen to Milagro Gramz.
Or host it myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything else to say besides I showed up and I did what I was supposed to do. I put a lot into it. I put so much into it that I literally was sexually assaulted on a Tuesday at a massage place. You know about that. I told you about that, right? And I still went to work because I felt like, well, there are still obligations and there are still things to do and you have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to da-da-da-da-da. And that speaks to trauma because nobody asked me to do that. And you could put that at the back of your mind. And I could have said something and I could have taken the time off, or I could have said not today. I could have done that, but I didn't. Because I felt like I put my name on something and I said I'm going to show up and I'm going to do it. I never missed an episode on On-Site. Ever. Ever. Because I never wanted to not do my part. So it did make me feel away to see acknowledgement in this space, but no acknowledgement otherwise. So please understand, the reciprocity shit is not just a Daystar thing. No, people have other shit going on in their lives, right? So by the time I see this, I'm like, well, damn, like what about the audience and what about me? And I'm going to just have a candid conversation with you. That's the question I had in my head. What about the audience? Because that's the first reason why I was like, well, damn. And then what about me? Right? Okay. So at this point, because obviously I don't feel like we're going to get a conversation and, we're not going to get acknowledged in that way. I'm not going to get acknowledged in that way because after you come to certain realizations, I feel like everything after that don't matter. So even if On-Site, when they did a post, it wouldn't even matter because it's done now. You understand what I'm saying? So The reason why I'm even bringing this up is because I wanted to preface having this conversation I'm about to have with you. To be very clear about what happened when on site. And it's going to be one and done. Me and Rah Ali did not fall out. We did not get into an argument. There was nothing negative. Nothing negative. No, 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 no. Nothing like that at all. One day, Rah just came to me and she said, listen, I don't know what we're going to do in terms of speaking to the audience. We were supposed to come forward and we had agreed on doing a show to do a send off. It never happened. But all it was Rah saying, listen, I don't give a fuck about celebrity news. And she said that on the show. I don't give a fuck about celebrity news. So I'm not getting up on Tuesdays interested in doing the show. So I don't want to do it no more. That's it. Literally. I got a text one day and that's what was said. And I said, okay, because she's made that comment before. So I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's a discussion we need to have. I feel like your mom made up. I feel like, yeah, you said that on air. I don't give a fuck. So by the time she's telling me privately, I don't give a fuck about this shit. I believe you. I believe you. Okay. So she was like, I don't know what, anything I do will look like moving forward, but I no longer want to do this. And so we had a conversation about doing a final episode, speaking with y'all, and then just moving forward. So it's really that simple. There was no beef, or there was no falling out. There was nothing like that. Literally nothing like that. It simply was she didn't want to do it no more. And that's fine. The new podcast, if you notice, is not geared towards celebrities. This speaks to the lack of interest in the other show, because this already, to me, has more effort being put into it than the other show, period. We never came back with a visual after COVID. Nobody was clipping anything to put out and to make look pretty and to market. You understand? Even out the gate, more effort and energy is being put into, well, not out the gate, I wouldn't say. Well, I do feel like effort was put into the show at a time, and then COVID happened, and then after that shit changed. But I feel like already more effort is being put into this. This same effort could have gone into the other show.
And that audio was courtesy of Coffee City, so shout out to them. You heard Milagro Gramz, and you heard her take on what happened. She wanted to make it clear to people that there was no fallout, there was no argument or anything. Rah Ali just decided to do something else that she was no longer addressing. Here's my take on it. I know Millie says that there's no fallout, there's no issue, there's no problem. Maybe not on your end. But if someone's been working with you and you even put out there that you got SA'd one Tuesday and still showed up, and she knows this, or even if she doesn't know it, I'm pretty sure you said something to her, and you showed up and you put the effort in, you've never missed a show. If someone just flat out quits and starts something else, gets a new co-host, doesn't ask you to be the co-host because they said you want to do the celebrity news, and no recognition to you at all, then they have somewhere deep inside, they have some sort of issue with you. Maybe you don't have an issue with her, but people don't do that to you if they don't have some sort of issue with you. Now, I know Millie probably doesn't want to start any sort of beef or make it seem like she wants to, take the high road. But for someone to not have enough respect for you to post something a thank you for your contribution. You know, we want to thank everybody. Please thank Milagro for her, constant, contribution to On-Site. If they don't have enough respect for you to even do that, then they have some sort of issue with you that maybe they're not letting you know about. That's my take on it. I know a lot of people will say, ha ha, good for her. That's her karma. I do everything by a case-by-case basis. And I like Milagro. You know what I mean? We don't agree on everything, but we don't have to. You're not supposed to agree on everything. All right? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think that Rah Ali owed Milagro an explanation? Or because it was her show, she doesn't owe her an explanation? Or do you feel as though Millie has a point? That, at least a contribution, at least an acknowledgement to a contribution to the show should have been rendered. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe. Share the video with your friends. We'll catch you on the next one.